welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. Today we're talking about A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. So A Link to the Past is the third game in the Legend of Zelda series, and it follows Link as he has to go across Hyrule to stop the wizard Agahimnmmnm, to stop him and save Hyrule from his evil plans to cause some problems. Link must also go across and save the 7 women that Agahimnmmnm has kidnapped, and he must save them and go across the light and dark worlds of Hyrule to save the Triforce. So the story of A Link to the Past is actually pretty solid. I did appreciate that it builds on the Zelda lore a whole lot more than any of the previous 2 games did, and it's all within the game, and things actually happen from in the middle of the game too. In the previous Zelda games, it was like you had your setup, and then your adventure, and then the conclusion. But here you have the setup and the build-up, and then things happen, and then more things happen, and then you do things, and another thing happens, and it just is this continuous story that changes and flows with the game, and I did appreciate that. One thing I did love is the build-up of the mysterious Master Sword. You see it on the intro sequence, you hear people talk about it this whole time, and then when you finally get it, it's like this super epic moment, and it's a super epic sword. You just feel so much more powerful the moment you get the Master Sword, and it's really cool, and it implemented very well within the lore and the gameplay. For the gameplay, I must say A Link to the Past is pretty damn awesome. I think it did a perfect job of combining what made Zelda 1 great and a lot of the good ideas from Zelda 2, and it mashed them together to make a very solid game that was really well done. I thought this was the perfect evolution of the series, and I love the exploration of Hyrule, and the gameplay is used in exploring the secrets you find, the puzzles you come across, the enemies you have to fight. It's all just so well done. You can take all of this and times it by 2, as there's 2 complete Hyrule worlds to explore, a light world and a dark world, and I loved this as it made for some really interesting puzzles that had you jumping back and forth, and your effects on one world had effects on a different world to open up different puzzles and get new rewards and secrets. It was all so great to explore. There are secrets aplenty in this game, and this game rewards you very well for going out of your way to explore, whether if it's a new item, a weapon upgrade, a cool little scene, or a story moment, or just something awesome, more money. There's so many secrets to see and explore, and they do a great job of rewarding you, and I love that. I think it's perfect that to reward the player for going out of their way to explore. Going through this game's many dungeons is such a thrill, as they all have something very cool and unique about them, whether if it's new enemies, new puzzles, a fun boss to fight, and tons of secrets to obtain. It was all just so much fun exploring everything this game has to offer. Everything was just so much fun, and it's so well done that it just is a total blast, and you really don't want to stop. You have to take every moment to explore every nook and cranny of the dungeon and the worlds just to find and see everything. Though you do have to stay on your toes, as the enemies in this game are very relentless and will not leave you alone. A lot of them will track you down and chase after you until you either kill them or run away off the screen, and it's pretty relentless, but this does lead to my biggest complaint of the game. Easily my biggest complaint of this game is that sometimes enemies will trap you in corners or get you stuck within their attacks, and you don't really have any invisibility frames to kind of help you run away. You just kind of get stuck there and lose half or most of your health in a stupid situation, and it's super lame, and I did not like that. I wish it would have given you a chance to at least get away and clear some space and kind of reapproach the situation in a different direction, but you just got stuck and it just got beat down on, and it was stupid. Though this was a very minor nitpick in the overall scheme of the game, because so much other great stuff is awaiting for you to see, especially the puzzles in this game are so well done. The puzzles you encounter are expertly crafted, as they use the environment and the enemies and the different dungeon themes to create some very interesting puzzles that are so much fun to solve, and it's very satisfying when you get the solution, as it helps you progress and you're rewarded in some way, whether if it's a cool enemy to fight, a new room to explore, or some cool reward to help you along with the dungeon. Exploring these dungeons is also great because there's a mysterious chest you find, and it's always so fun to find this chest because you always wonder what's in it, and then when you finally get the big key and open up this chest, it's the coolest thing ever to find what neat item lays within, and the items you find in this game are used so well. The items are great as they open up the world more for exploration or help you in combat, as certain enemies can only be defeated with certain items, or certain enemies can be defeated easier with certain items, so it's always great to experiment with the world and the enemies to see which items work best in different situations. The items are complemented with the magic meter. I liked the magic meter in Zelda 2, and here it's implemented very well, and I thought that was great, and you can get upgrades to make it a little bit more efficient, and it's just a great thing that makes it so you don't have unlimited uses of your items and become too overpowered. It puts a good limit on yourself. The bosses you come across in the dungeons are awesome, and some of the most iconic Zelda bosses. The visual design is so well done, and the way to defeat them and fight them is perfect. They're all very mysterious and kind of a puzzle within themselves, and I thought it was a great way to figure it out. Though it was frustrating that if you died at the boss and you had to work your way all the way through the dungeon again, it usually wasn't like the boss was like right there for you. You usually had to go quite a ways, and it was a little bit more frustrating than not. As for the music, Koji Kondo did an amazing job taking the original Zelda theme and just improving upon it and making it more awesome. The Link to the Past songs and the environmental music that plays is all well done. It sets a perfect perfect tone for the situations you're in, and it's so fun to just listen to the music, and the Dark World theme is so perfect for the whole experience. I loved the music in this game, and Koji Kondo never disappoints. I really did like the graphics of this game. They did a great job of aging. They still look awesome. It's still colorful and fun, and the sprites are adorable, and everything just looks and plays really well in this game, and I loved it. So in the end, I would say A Link to the Past is the perfect 2D formula Zelda game. It combines everything that the original Zelda did right, and it uses everything that Zelda 2 did correct, and it combines them in the perfect way. It tells a very awesome story, it builds some cool lore, and it's just so much fun to explore the world of Hyrule twice. It's so great, and it's a game absolutely worth picking up and playing, as it's just a really fun and unique experience that you really don't get from a lot of other Zelda games. On a technical level, this is easily one of the greatest games ever made. Everything is implemented so well, it's so enjoyable, and there's never a dull moment in A Link to the Past, and this is a Zelda game I absolutely see myself revisiting again and again. Hey, this is a very special video, as this is the 35th year anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series, so I'm taking this year to review all the mainline series Zelda games. So far I've done Zelda 1, 2, and now A Link to the Past. I previously reviewed Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, A Link's Awakening Classic and Remake, and Majora's Mask. So with all those, I still have plenty more games left. That includes Ocarina of Time, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Phantom Hourglass, Minish Cap, Spirit Tracks, Skyward Sword, A Link Between Worlds, and Breath of the Wild. So there's still so much to do. So join me on the 21st-ish of each month for a new Zelda review. I'm really excited to celebrate my favorite gaming franchise of all time and its 35th year anniversary, and I'm super excited to see what Nintendo does this year with the Zelda series, whether if it's a Breath of the Wild 2 thing or something completely different. I'm really excited to see what we have in store. So join me each month for a new Zelda video. And thank you so much for watching my video on A Link to the Past. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of A Link to the Past? And what's your favorite dungeon or temple? I'd be really excited to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want to help me out and hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that would be great. And if you want to see more of me, I'm over on Twitch at twitch.tv/agameforyourthoughts. I'm streaming there all the time, and I would love to see you there. Thanks again for watching the video. I hope you have an awesome day, and don't forget that the key to success is succeeding, and we'll see you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts.